Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ideal Life and Money YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about how I analyze decisions and opportunities that come forward in my path. And I think this is going to be beneficial for you in your decision making going forward. This could be around finances, relationships, food, right? What restaurant we're going to go to. But more specifically, this is a situation that came up for me and my wife just last week. We have a friend that has given us the opportunity to do a different type of travel, right? You know that my life is all about traveling, and we don't really know what we're doing from week to week, month to month. And that's okay. Again, this is our life. But we got the opportunity to go to a wedding. Now, the first thing that I had to analyze was, do I want to go? Right? I checked in with myself. Do I want to go to this wedding? Now, I personally have been to multiple weddings, been in multiple weddings, and I didn't really care about it. So for me, I was neither here nor there. If I wasn't married, the decision's done. I'm not going, right? Because I didn't care about going. Asked my wife. She was very excited about it. So the decision was made. We were going, right? So the first thing that I do is analyze, do I really want to go? And I didn't care. I wasn't adamant about not going to this particular thing. But for her, she really wanted to go. She was different. She had not been to a lot of weddings. A lot of her friends have not been married, and she didn't get that opportunity. And this is both a mutual friend of ours that we've spent a lot of time with in the past. Now, we got this opportunity. Now we're going. How do we get there? It's 6 weeks away. So we have the option, right? We live in an RV. We could drive. It was drivable. Or we fly. And then we got to figure out, well, what airport do we go out of? Do we go out of this one? Do we go out of that one? I didn't really know. I was spending a lot of time analyzing the financial side of things, right? And for me, the money was about the same, right? To drive or fly with everything included. And I always look for the best deal when it comes to those things. So I decided, after a little bit of time, research, again, hours of trying to figure this out, that we were going to fly. I think it just made more sense because once we finished off, then we could continue on with our trip in the RV. Now, this leads to the next part of my process in making decisions, right? First, check in with myself. Next, check in with my wife. Then I check in with those around me. What is their opinion? What is it that I may be missing? And just asking that question, asking for other people's feedback, I get to hear it for myself, right? I get to get that space, those words of the question of what is the best thing to do. I speak it to them. I speak it to them. That allows space for creativity to come up in my mind, right? Ooh, what if there's another option that I'm not even thinking about? And during this process, I talked to multiple people around me in my circle, and I had the opportunity that I was going to see a friend close to that time that was also going to the airport, the same airport, the same weekend. So we could ride together. And then, okay, boom, let's coordinate our flights. And then we could ride home together, right? Because we're in the RV. Do we park it at the airport? Do we park it at their house? Right? All these other things. I would have never known this if I had not consulted in those around me in our travel plans. So I was very grateful to come across that conversation, and we were thinking about it. And then the flights were a little bit more expensive for the specific times and dates. So I decided, nah, let's go to a further airport like that we want to go to once we finish up that weekend after the wedding. And then we could just hop in the RV and be closer to our destination. Called the airline. Yes, we can park the RV there. It's like $90 for the week. And then, so the decision was made. We're going to do this. We're still waiting on our friend, even though she said there's a possibility, it was likely going to happen. There's a possibility it wasn't going to happen. So after all this time, this effort, this energy, this time of figuring out what we were going to do, she said, we're just going to wait till next year. So the decision was very easy then. We're not going. which worked out. I think it's going to work out very well for everyone involved. But I just wanted to run through that decision process because this can be how you analyze any opportunities that come up in your world, right? Do you have these travel opportunities? First, check in with yourself. Do you want to go? Then is it in alignment with your money values, right? Which step are you in the 5 steps to financial freedom? If you're in the middle of paying off debt, well, maybe you don't need to spend $1,000 on attending a wedding for a few hours, right? Or a weekend away because you need to get out of debt. This is why we teach you to get out of debt. So you can get and do these things, right? So again, check in with yourself, your financial situation, your significant other who's involved, and then bring other people in to your counsel. Again, speaking it, you'll be able to get that clarity, that space to be able to get creative in your own mind. So please comment below some of the decision-making things that you have done that have worked for you when making a decision. Other than that, have a beautiful day. See you in the next episode.